LaVon, have you
And we're
used
live. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to the Flippin' Bunch Live this Wednesday, July 2nd. So we're talking yet again, about inspiration because, you can't ever be too inspired, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll go around and do our normal introductions here. So let's see. Kat, I did it wrong. I thought I was doing the opposite.
No, you did. Yeah, you did it right.
Did I do it right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, Kat.
Right.
So, Kat.
Wake up. Kat from Owling Dog. And how's everybody?
Good. Really good.
Are we going to
right.
Crystal?
Yes. Hey, everybody. I am Crystal, the Crafty Creech, DIYs and Furniture Flips. I love flipping furniture, doing artistic finishes on furniture, as well as thrifting, crafting. I'm a reseller, so I love finding good stuff at the thrift store or garage sales or auctions or on the side of the road and flipping it, reselling it, and yeah, all that good stuff. You don't.
All right.
Hi, I am Dar from DIYs by Dar. I am a maximalist furniture artist for the last 4 years. And if you have a printer that doesn't work well, just send it to me because I'll take care of it for you.
That's
quick.
right. We'll just show you right now what happens to that, if I can find it. Wow, there's so many inspirational things in here.
I've had
I like how you put it on a blanket.
Well, I want to
Doesn't want to make a mess.
Don't make Dar mad, guys.
Oh my God.
Well,
it felt so good.
How to fix the printer.
Well, before we go on, I'm LaVon, and I am from Statement Designs, and you guys, just crazy times we're having here. But so I just continue with my little room down at Cosmic Charlie's Coffee House and painting, flipping furniture, and doing some smalls on our new channel, the Flippin' Bunch, and Tuesday Talk, and just, continue to have YouTube fun. So we have guests in the house. We have Gretchen and Cheryl and Jenna. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
So they love your
Yeah, the video of you smashing the printer.
Yeah.
I feel like
Gretchen
really
said
want
she
to
nearly
do that.
threw 3 printers out the window so many times at work. Well, that's when you're at work, that's not the preferred way to do it. Okay, so, and this is weird. Okay. Jenna says, hello. All right.
Oh.
Well, so we're talking about being inspired tonight. And so I have to show you some footage here because I had a really fun weekend. So, we take turns hosting here. So I was away for the weekend and I got tons of inspiration. First of all, I, did my thing again and got picked up by another internet stranger who's no longer a stranger. This is our friend Gretchen, who is such a great supporter of us. So she picked me up in our hotel, which was the Gaylord it's technically in Maryland, but it's right around Washington, D.C. And we drove in her spiffy car, and she's such a safe driver. She made me feel so safe in all that crazy traffic. And so we drove to Fredericksburg, Virginia, right? And met Jenna and her husband, Roger.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And then check out Jenna's junkmobile. It's a very spiffy car for.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, it was so awesome to be there and with these ladies, and we just shared ideas about Jenna's storefront, and Jenna took us to some other places. So this is the place where she currently has some furniture, not for long. She's taken it out, but where Jenna's at, that's a piece she did, and it is gorgeous. That picture doesn't do it justice. It's just totally gorgeous. She used that chameleon wax on it and it shimmers. It's just gorgeous. And I also was inspired by that wall. I just thought it was really cool how they put the textiles, put the fringe with that wood.
Yeah.
That just kind of inspired me. So I had to take a picture of all of it.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So she took us to that place, and then she took us to another place. So she's had furniture in both of them. And I took a picture of these earrings because I have to get some of those findings so I can do that because it's really cool.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, so let me go to comments a second before we go on here.
Okay.
And Jenna says, "Hey, that's me." And she says she's excited for all of our ideas.
Yeah, I want to see your ideas from down there, Lavon.
Gretchen said she met two wonderful women and saw so many awesome things. Well, you're pretty wonderful too. You're both wonderful. And I tell them, I told everybody I can't wait for the day when the Flippin' Bunch can all meet. That's going to be an exciting day.
You'll
too.
be safe with me.
What's that?
You'll be safe with me.
Yes, I know. That's what Dora keeps telling us.
Yeah.
After seeing that, I feel positive that we would be. So let me see where we are. So we stayed. It was called the Gaylord. It's a convention center, and it's so cool because there's this big I can never, I want to call it an aviary, but that's not it. But anyway, it's almost like being outside because there's just, and it's right on the pier. It's really cool. But so there was this one, so we were there for my husband had went to a bowl expo, which is a really huge, like it's probably the biggest bowling convention thing in the world. But that was on, they had duck pin bowling in the one restaurant, which I was so happy I got to eat amazing gluten-free food that I don't normally get. But anyway, things like this, I just think that's so cool. Like, not that everybody has a bowling alley in their house but I love commercial design too. And I'm just thinking though, it is really cool. Like say you have a pool room or something like that, to have something like that on the wall. And it is really, if you go on Etsy, you can easily order, and they're not very expensive, neon signs. So I just think that's a really cool, was a really cool thing too. So we went to the National Museum of American History, and oh my gosh, the inspiration there, and what inspires me obviously is not going to inspire everybody else. So I did ask, the Flippin' Bunch. We all submitted pictures, so we're gonna all show you what inspires us. And you guys, if you have anything, feel free to message. You can send it to me if you want, and then because I can add it while we are talking. So feel free to do that. This was outside. I just loved this. Flowers inspire me too. So that is nothing. Okay, so this was behind glass, and this was the desk of. Now I can't think of his name, but they call him the father of gaming. Like he basically started the first video games. So, and as a matter of fact, he ended up suing Atari because they stole some of his ideas. So, but I just, to see that thing, to see this whole office, I just wanted to sit down there. I loved all those little boxes with all the little drawers with all the little parts. It made me think of jewelry making, and it just was so inviting to me.
It's very organized. I wish I could be organized.
Yeah, but it was like, it was also like had that certain little bit of messiness that it was just like, you could make a mess there, but still be organized, a big enough space to work, but yet everything had its place. It just felt very comfortable to me, and I just loved it. Let me catch the comments real quick. So Jenna said she was so honored to meet in person, and Gretchen's smile is super contagious, which it absolutely is. Aw, and Gretchen says, that's sweet. Your enthusiasm is contagious, and you and Levon were so inspiring. My birthday is this week, and I should be getting a tripod adapter. Yay! You can ranks of us crazy flipping YouTubers. So, yeah, Gretchen says the Smithsonian is the best national resource in DC. So it was pretty awesome. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, so this immediately drew me, and I'll make it bigger. So I love things like this, that just makes me want to, because, images like that are over 100 years old can be reproduced. And I'm always thinking about, maybe I should do my own decoupage papers and stuff like that. And I just love things like that. So that just kind of was inspiration.
They're beautiful. I love the colors and
yeah.
That box.
And then we all had a laugh. Like I asked them, did you guys ever get kicked out of a museum before? And I don't know whether you'll think this is funny or not, but we laughed our butts off. Okay, so I'm going to enlarge this picture. So I said, see the bottle in the middle on the top shelf?
Yep.
Well, I said, and there's a couple bottles like that. And I just looked at it, and I turned around to Tom and Lindsay, his daughter was with us, met us. And I said, I didn't realize there were English women biters, like women fighters was such a problem. And Lindsay looked at it and said, but either way, they used this stuff to calm their women down, I guess, whenever, they were going through the change of life or whatever. They gave them some of that elixir. But we laughed and laughed because biters. Oh, my gosh. It still makes me laugh. Oh, my gosh. And then, me, I love my tea. So there was a lot of stuff about how tea came to our country, and I just loved all the teapots and the pottery and stuff. Let's see. Oh, does anybody remember this guy? Is anybody old enough to remember this character?
No.
So I did. I remember seeing it on my parents' electric bill. This character, his name was
Oh, yeah,
Reddy
yeah, yeah.
Kilowatt. Okay, Reddy Kilowatt. So anyway, I saw him and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Okay. So that was, I used this on our thumbnail. I saw that immediately and I just thought, well, at first I thought it was a really cool image, but then the more I kept looking at it, I thought, wow, that's the four of us, the Flippin' bunch. We're holding hands and we are trying to help people. So I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's like a fireman's carry to interlock two peoples to carry someone else.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. This was on a plate in a Philadelphia building. I guess it was like an insurance building, I think. Let me see. Yeah, Fire Insurance Association. Design expressed the principle behind the organization, a joining of hands for mutual aid. So, yeah, I just thought it was kind of cool. Let's catch those comments again.
Yeah.
Jenna says, I may need some of that. I presume those bitters.
The biter.
Biters. Are you a biter, Jenna?
I could be real easy.
You need some of that stuff. Oh my God. Okay, so where are we? And again, with me,
Oh,
the pottery
beautiful.
was just immediately when I saw that, all I could think of was IOD.
Yeah, I was
stamp.
thinking that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Pretty.
and then the recent mold they came out with, the Leonidas mold, I just saw that and I thought that was cool too.
I like the patina on that.
Yeah. And just, the tiles and everything, just really cool.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah,
I know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pretty.
And then this was like presidential dinnerware. They had a whole section, which I think I'm out of order, but that's okay. But it just showed the different dinnerwares from the different, eras. This was made out of Legos. The Statue of Liberty is made out of Legos.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine that. And imagine the person that like accidentally knocks it down.
Oh, good. Oh, I'd hope it's glued together. Oh, I love that.
I know. It was just so beautiful in person.
The colors, the rich reds. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It made me think a lot about Lel's, circus design.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And more, China. I love China.
Oh, I love that pattern.
I know. So pretty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very pretty.
Yeah. And then that was probably in the First Lady's thing. One thing I would have to say is like kind of was disappointed that they didn't focus as much on the First Lady's accomplishments as they did their dresses and stuff, and the China. It was like, oh, you're more than that.
Right. Yeah.
So that was Tom, Lindsay, and I in front of the Ringling Brothers. I know I'm missing something from here. Apparently they didn't come in order, so I'll just catch up to it when I get it. But one other thing from the First Lady's thing that I just loved. Okay, so pay no attention to the junk below it. But I am fascinated by hotel decor. So this panel that was back behind the TV and everything, that was fabric. And then so it was like, that would be so simple to recreate, on a wall. And then the picture, do you guys see what that is?
It looks like open containers of paint.
Are they
No.
little like the ends of money, rolled money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
rolls of pennies.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. They're all different colors and patinas and everything like that. Age.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
different.
and then this was another picture that was in the room. And like, this is one of those things, like if you need some inspiration, like how easy was this to create?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, three different things, an open book. Here's a jar of paint. Here's paint splatters on each of them, and there's like a pen or it could be a brush, with the paint. So I mean, just
Yeah.
like a simple triptych like that, and it doesn't even have to be in a row. I just thought it was really cool.
Oh, Gretchen said, "Wow, how did Crystal see that?" I rolled a lot of money in my day.
Okay.
Yes, I used to collect all my money on being a waitress. And I would collect all my change and roll it all up at the end of the year.
Gretchen said, I think Levon is going to carry inspiration, nothing like museums to offer inspiration, that's for sure.
Right.
Kat says, the eyes of the young.
No, my eyes are not good, Kat. I promise.
They're still
Back
young.
to the bitters. Back to the bitters. Jenna says, yep, menopause at its finest. Gretchen, I always take pictures of the hotel rooms and their art. Yeah, it's the lobby and everything. It was amazing. And I didn't take enough pictures, but let me see where we're at here.
Oh,
That
yes.
was the whole wall behind the bed, like
I
clouds,
love
and then the
that.
lighting behind the headboard.
That's like
It's
blown up watercolor or something. That's
yeah,
easy.
and I mean that would be super easy to recreate, but it's such a a big
Yeah.
impression.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Okay, what is this? While we're sitting, we went to the same restaurant in the hotel every day for breakfast. It was, I just love that whole
Yeah.
wall. Love these
Mm-hmm.
mirrors. Love the lights hanging down, and this whole bench. These are just
Yes.
like convey rods holding up these
Yeah,
cushions.
like fabric, like headboards or something. They looks like
Yeah.
it's filled up with leather straps. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
exactly. A leather strap. I just loved it. I just thought it was really cool. And you could do something like that in a breakfast nook really easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or even
But I mean,
as a headboard, that would be really cool as a headboard.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the mirror thing, that's just like people stress over what to put on their walls. Look how impressive that is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wouldn't be cheap, but just three things like that. It could be anything, and it wouldn't have to be that massive. But
Right.
this was in the atrium was the word I was looking for.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not
that's to
fine.
Crystal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm inspired a lot by different patinas and metal. So this one I was inspired like by metal. So I was trying to go with a faux metal look, and I added just some metallic paint into my my black paint and just kind of blended it all in, and it kind of gave it that of that metallic effect.
So this was your piece then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This one
I love it. I love that industrial style.
I do too. I don't know. It's so interesting looking to me, and it's very masculine. And this was also faux metal. This was my piece as well. Trying to go with that rusted look, and I used those what are they called, embroidery tacks. on
Oh.
the little, in between the drawers right there. Those are just embroidery tacks. So I used a wire cutter and I cut the tip off of them and I glued them on.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mhm. So.
And you have that kind of subway sign feel.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that
was just scraps from that other paper, the paper from the one before it. So.
Is that, what's her name?
I think it is recycled paper.
Recycled.
Yes. I do believe it. That is the wrapping paper. So it was a little bit thicker and it was like super easy to work with as far as decoupaging goes.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that was just scraps. I had a lot of scraps. I did a couple of them like this with the yellow and with that paper.
Yeah.
So there's another picture of the that desk.
The
first
desk. Those with the blue. It's so pretty.
There's some more, just trying to get in a little bit closer to it looks, I don't know, interesting and unique to me. I don't know, versus just something solid.
Definitely unique
color.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool. Yeah.
There's so many pictures in here. It's taken a while to scroll through them all because it doesn't come right back to that one. And that was an inspiration to me for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this again,
I feel one of them inside me too that wants to come out.
Let it come out. All 8 legs.
You know, I've been seeing
tentacles.
I've been seeing octopus everywhere, like you know, in stores and everything. That's like a real big thing right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a trendsetter.
Yeah, this cabinet itself was actually metal. Like when because it was
so
free.
Cool
yeah, it was a free cabinet. And she's like, it's metal. I'm like, this isn't metal. Like, what? And I get there and I was like, okay, it's metal.
So cool.
You know, I think stuff like that used to be in doctors' offices and, you know,
like a hospital or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I can figure maybe they thought it was more sterile. I don't know. But
maybe.
Yeah. So I was like, I kind of was inspired by that itself. I wanted to, you know, my whole story behind this one is this was a dresser that fell to the bottom of the ocean and was sitting there and getting all rusty, and a octopus was living in it. So yeah, that was my whole story behind that one.
I can buy that.
Yeah.
We should do that, make up stories and give them like
I have done that. I have done that in the past. Yeah.
And this is a faux marble on this one. So I was inspired by it was actually one of our challenges, the Unique Antique Challenge, Silver and Gold. That one was hosted by me and what Heather did. And she picked that theme. And I found some really beautiful pictures of like just some marble. And I was like, I want to recreate this. But, you know, I added some gold and silver into it.
Well, you did a good job recreating for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Very pretty. I love that too.
And this one was suitcases and metal.
Yes. Cool.
So yeah, awesome. How I did this one was I went to the thrift store and I got some old purses and I cut off the straps, and that's how I glued those on with some E6000 glue. And that's also some recycled paper, is the trolley paper.
I like the gold handles because they look very like old suitcasey, you know, like old trunk kind of hardware.
And those came with it. So I was like, and I didn't have all of them. They weren't all there. Of course, you know, you always find a dresser with missing hardware. So I had to kind of improvise and make it look, you know, like an authentic suitcase as best as I could. Yeah. So, you know.
Is that gray or blue?
I think it's gray.
It's
I
good.
think the gray on the front drawers, and then the rest of it is black. But because
Oh,
I did,
black. Okay.
yeah, but
was wrong on both.
I did mix it with blended it with some grays and some of that metallic paint as well. So
Oh yeah.
mhm.
So cool.
Gretchen says no one does foam marble as well as Crystal.
Thanks, Gretchen.
And also that the desk reminds her of a nice version of the old metal army desk that her dad had. And of course, it was covered in awful vinyl red wood grain. And Jenna and Crystal both love them all.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So,
Again, metal. And
wow.
these I hand cut all of those stencils, you guys.
That is
Wow.
so cool.
Like straight
Wow.
up hand cut them. I used black posters, and
Okay.
I did the method where you flip over your printed words and you take a pencil and you rub the pencil, and then I trace them onto the image onto some that white poster board, right? I trace that on there, and then I cut it all out with an X-Acto blade.
Ooh.
Is that in the video?
I don't have a video on this one. That one was before I had a YouTube channel.
Oh wow.
So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's an old
You
one.
need to do a video on that.
Yeah, I have done one. But that was actually a raised stencil I did too. So I used
wow.
gosh, what did I use? I think it was spackling as a raised
Okay.
stencil.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. But I've done many
Yeah.
like that. I've done a whole lot. I mean, I've done tons. So.
Right.
It does suck, but I mean, if you want something different and unique, you know,
That's
it
right.
works.
I cut trees for stencils.
Oh, okay.
To use specifically with spackling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of cool because it can, when you cut it with a razor, you can have all the different shapes, so it's easy to make a tree literally look like a tree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't have one of those handy cutting machines.
Yeah, no, I just used a razor.
Yeah. So I just did that method. It took a really long time sometimes,
Yeah.
especially that one, because it was more detailed.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
What you did was really detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is this Dar's inspiration?
It is. I
Ooh.
take a lot of inspiration from nature, and I'll take a walk through my yard. I have wisteria, magnolia, cherry blossoms, and I like to really study them over. So if I have to hand paint something, I kind of want to know the lights and the darks and how these petals lay. So nature is where I usually go to.
Oh.
Yeah. That is a gardenia, right?
I think it's a magnolia, but it's a white one.
Or magnolia. I meant to say magnolia. There was a magnolia tree in front of the Smithsonian, and oh my gosh, it smelled so good.
I bet.
That's more another magnolia, like the type of tree I have in my yard, kind of looking at a different aspect of it.
Yeah.
And IOD or redesigned by Prima has some really great magnolia molds.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I think about my placement when I think about how did that tree look to me? Where do I want to put these?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
How is
Yeah.
that coloring? Dark down at the bottom, and let's take it up white at the tips.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really a good. That's really a good idea because a lot of times we say we want flowers on something, and a lot of the transfers are buildable, so you can cut those things apart and add them. But sometimes, you wonder, am I getting this to look natural? And that's a good way to, make sure your inspiration
Yes.
comes out looking realistic or
Exactly. Yeah.
or just pleasing to the eye.
Right.
Ooh.
So there's my beach and some glass rocks, but I love the glow inside those rocks, which might
So
teach me a
beautiful.
little bit more about an inner glow of something, or putting some of those waxes on the outside that give that iridescent glow, on
Mhm.
how you might want to label those. Like Dixie Belle has those chameleon waxes, which really can give you some of these kind of effects like you see on the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That also makes me think of something to do with resin.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Is that a photograph, Dar?
Oh, look at that. Now, who paints rocks?
Right. Another rock girl.
Yeah, I always, look at rock photos. I want to know how rocks might lay together, what type of indentations might a rock have, what different coloration might a rock have. So yeah, I will pull up pictures of rocks if I'm going to paint a solid rock scene.
What did you say earlier, Kat? I think we cut you off.
Uh, oh, I didn't know if they were photographs.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I could not find the ones that I took myself. They're on my other computer, which I
Right.
didn't take out in the yard and blast, but so the pictures are still on there. I didn't get them off, but I have some real. Oh, now look at who paints stuff like that.
there's your koi.
There's my koi, and I got it all because I have. All right, what are these lily pads going to look like over the top of these fish? And how are my rocks, if I put some down in there on the bottom, are they going to look? And that's where I'm going to take that really dark black and paint around all of them on the bottom to give them that depth
Yeah.
underneath those fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love koi. Maybe I'll have some someday, or fish in general.
Yeah.
In wisteria,
Mhm.
I have it in my yard. I had really great photos of it. These don't do justice of the real ones that I have, but if I want to do wisteria, I have not done yet, other than with transfers. So someday maybe I might go ahead and bust on out and just hand paint them somewhere.
Back to crystals for a second. Gretchen said, do it again, but make a video this time.
I actually think I might have a video. One of Sab's rehabs, she did that challenge, the Wednesday challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Did a table, a very small side table, where I made a stencil of the word nevermore, and I believe I showed on there how to do it. I don't think I showed the whole process of like using blackposter.com or anything like that, but I did show in general how I cut it and all that.
And back to the one tree you had, Gretchen said, looks like what we call a tulip tree, but in the mid-Atlantic, so likely a type of magnolia. Magnolia always reminds me of Billie Holiday. Ah, and gorgeous rocks. And Gretchen said, LV and I got to see Jenna's dresser with the chameleon wax. Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Adar is the master water fish rock creator.
Yes.
Watching Adar paint rocks was amazing. Truly, it was mesmerizing. I'd watch that again and again.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple videos, out there. I think I break it down into basically 5 steps, and you can paint them just like I do.
Yeah.
just like she does, she says.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
This is Lel's, or that was Lel's.
Yeah.
A couple of her chairs. I just did she inspired me. I've got two of Lel's up that inspired me, more a carnival type scene. And I knew I always wanted to create one. And then I finally found the right box to do that. And I did that carnival box and then relined the whole thing, and it came out really gorgeous. But Lel from Made by Marley was my inspiration on the pieces that she did.
Yeah,
I love those.
she's quite the artist. She's an amazing artist.
Amazing.
And then that was the other one that Lel did with the circus, with the same characters, using that same decoupage paper from their company that I put on that carnival box that I put the pin legs on. That was suggested by Crystal, and then put the black diamonds, which was suggested by Levon, because I needed some help. That's what sometimes when you just kind of hit the wall, send us a picture. You need maybe a fresh set of eyes to look at what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's just so many details.
Oh, there's more nature. I
that's so
want
pretty.
some of them on some of my pieces soon with ferns. It's in the works in my brain.
This is so pretty. Are they called maidenhead ferns or something? I think so.
I thought they
Oh,
were
maybe.
fettle heads, and I know you can eat them.
Okay. Yeah.
We tried them once.
And you're still here to tell about it. So
Good thing.
This must
all
be
right, so whose picture is this?
So that's mine. And it's
Okay.
I chose that because it's an example of like a technique called expressionism, and specifically surrealism. And that painting originally was done by Salvador Dali. But and the thing that I love about it is because it makes sense, but it actually doesn't. So, and I love that idea, is that, something is there, and it's funny because, I had done that martini glass with the girl in the bathing suit.
Yeah.
And then too bad, but afterwards I added a big slice of lemon on the beach outside the glass. But I just love things like that because it's not real, it's surreal,
Yeah. I love
So,
Dolly's art.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
And this is
Beautiful.
an example of Art Nouveau, which came first before Art Deco. And this particular design was done by someone called Alphonse Mucha. I don't really know how to say the last name, Mucha or Musha. And I love it. I love Art Deco Art Nouveau, because it's Art Deco is even from side to side, and it's very methodical and mirror like. So if you folded it in half, it would match. But Art Nouveau isn't like that. It's uneven. Some of it's even, but a lot of it is, just one-sided. So, and
Right.
that's
Not necessarily symmetric.
no, it's not symmetric. And I love that. And at one time when I was doing a table, a little console table, I had done a lot of design on it. And the design, I just put this here and that there, and I just did it according to like how my, you know, thoughts felt at the time. And I had a commenter write, "Do you know that you could actually do that evenly from one side to the other?" And I had to laugh because it's like, yeah, but who wants to do that?
Right.
And just a typical, like a famous Monet painting. And I love that because again, it's just very much kind of what the eye sees if you're kind of blurry eyed. And
Yeah.
I love Impressionism. That's my favorite.
yeah, mine too. I think it's definitely, it's always beautiful to me. I don't know. So when I'm painting, like even a piece of furniture, I always have that like thought in my mind that I don't. I mean, certain things I want to be, technically good, but a lot of times I just want it to just kind of flow out and just kind of land. And those
Yeah.
are,
It's like detailed without being detailed.
it is. And
Yeah.
if you got close to that, it is incredibly detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go to a few comments here. Jenna loves the carnival, loved your carnival box, Star. And Gretchen says she loves us all because we're so giving. And I thank you.
Thank
You are
you.
too. We love you too. So somehow that looks like a cat picture, but I just wanted to watch an older paint, but I just watch an older painting video. Um, Art Nouveau, that is beautiful. Why hasn't someone made a decoupage of that style?
They have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Made
Yeah.
by Marley actually has some kind of similar.
You can get them on Zazzle.
Yeah, Zazzle. I think those are actually recycled, aren't they? I want to.
I have some. In fact, I think I actually don't remember who the artist is. I got it on Zazzle, and I got a bunch of different. I have the Impressionists. I have the Art Nouveau. I just got a big smattering of a bunch of different things. Klimt, if you know who that is. I love art. All kinds of art. All kinds.
Colors,
Yeah,
even if not
yellow.
yellow. And Gretchen says, sometimes I wonder if people with perfect eyesight appreciate Impressionism.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Monet was almost blind by the time he stopped painting. And I want to say he was in his 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did that big, long, I don't know whether you call it a frieze or something like that. It just went from wall to wall to wall. And it was one of the garden water lily pictures. And you just stand in the room and look all across the room, and it goes the entire length of the room.
Oh yeah.
The Art Deco, which is, hey, I just think that it's addictive. And it's not, I'm intrigued by it. I love the way it looks, even though it is a mirror image. And, mostly I think of myself as being not disciplined enough to pull off something like that. But I actually can, not like that, but I can imitate like simple things. And it's super fun to do. And I think it's the only time you stop is when your arms get tired. It's amazing though. It really is addictive. I just think it's a super fun thing to do. And if you haven't tried it, you should try
Yeah, you did that high chair, which was pretty cool. And I didn't realize that it was Art Deco was always symmetric. I just didn't realize that. Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting that way. Beautiful, beautiful architecture, gorgeous architecture, Art Deco.
Yeah, these are pictures of our recent trip to. This was actually Mystic. What the heck was it called? Mystic River. Okay, so we went to this place in Georgia, and it was there's been 200 movies and videos filmed there because they're all set up for like filming. And this town was where my daughter wanted to go because the show she watches, Vampire Diaries, was filmed there. So she had to go there. So we went there, and we went and stopped in all these stores. And I just loved this store so much. They had so much inspiring things in the store. And this was like such a cool looking branch that they had in the store. And they had like all of these things hanging off of it, like
That's
these
really cool.
and homemade flowers and lights. And I just thought it was amazing.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah.
I love
Let's
that idea.
move on here. We've got, let me take a couple comments. Ooh.
Don't you love the idea of doing a branch and then having different kinds of flowers on it? So that it doesn't make sense. I love that. Yeah.
Art Nouveau speaks to the accountant in Gretchen. Kat's reminding me of that awesome high chair. Okay. And she meant Art Deco.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my accounting is more like Art Nouveau.
Okay.
And these were at that same store. These were just really cool, inspiring pieces to me too. I really think Margie would like these.
Little cross stitch, yeah.
Little cross stitch things, and those are so cute. I was like, I have to take a picture.
Right.
And I don't know why I liked that stump with the white on it.
It's a stump.
Yeah, it's a stump.
It looks like Pottery Barn stump.
Yeah, I'm like this. I'm like, how simple and easy that would be to recreate as like some stools around a table or something.
Or put a glass top on it.
Or put a glass top on it.
If you have an extra one.
I'll take them if you do. Send them my way.
Yeah.
Sure, I know what happened to that glass top, Crystal. I know.
Yes. And
it had the jar treatment.
Yes. I liked that little, it's just a branch and it's just little holes cut in the branch. And I believe those are test tubes.
Test tubes, yeah.
Yes. Cool. How cute is that? I like that.
That's cool.
That's so cute. Yeah, for sure.
Isn't it?
Yeah, nice small.
And there's more branches.
Yeah, I love branches.
It's so organic looking and natural looking, and it's just elegant and beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this, I wish I could zoom in on this. I was trying to take pictures without not like, I'm taking
being
pictures.
Obvious.
Yeah. So this is all coffee filters. Those are all dyed coffee filters into an art display. I thought that was so interesting to me. It's beautiful. It's like ombre, but how simple.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I used to worry about taking pictures in stores, thinking they were going to think I was going to try to copy the design, which is my MO. But, but now I think of it, well, maybe I'm considering purchasing it and I'm sending it to, my husband. Like this. Or maybe I'm a designer and I'm sending it to my client. What about this?
Yeah, I wasn't the only
That's how I justify taking pictures in stores now.
Right. I wasn't the only person taking pictures. So I was like, okay, well, she's taking pictures too. That's when I got a little braver.
Getting that picture in the restaurant of that seat, there was a guy sitting there for the longest time. And then the guy that was sitting across from me, he went like this so I could take the picture.
You probably thought you were taking a picture of him. And this, look at this.
Oh, I love this.
I have so many books because, I bought an auction lot and it came with all these books, probably like 150 books.
Wow.
I'm like, this is such a cool idea. That's a palette. And these books are glued to it with, various pieces of greenery on it. I love it.
I love that.
Yeah, like what an interesting.
I used to do wedding rentals, and I had a lot of inspiration from Pinterest. And I saw something like this, and it was completely a whole, wall done like that. It was really cool.
Yeah, I bet it gets dusty though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cheryl loves the books, and Gretchen says that branch is beautiful.
Yep.
Let me. Mhm. What am I doing? Wrong thing. Okay, so let me come back up here because it is 7:55 already.
Wow.
And
Fast.
just remind you, if I know everybody here is subscribed to the Flippin' Bunch channel, I'm sure of it. And you've all invited your relatives too. But we appreciate it for sure. But you know, if you're watching this and you haven't done so, we would love it if you do. And also, if you'd like reminders for our podcast, text live to 814-515-4905 and we'll send you the link. And if you don't use text or want to do that, we can send it to your email. Just put an email with live in the subject line to flippinbunch@gmail.com. And, you know, let's see. Let me get rid of that. Sorry, I always forget to do that and then I flip it away. So we also have our Christmas in July challenge coming up. That's on the 20th. What else? What else is going on?
We have the Clueless Challenge.
Clueless.
Yep,
What's
that
the
is.
date on that?
Yes, that's the next Unique Antique Challenge. That one's hosted by me and Mara over at Borderline Furniture RX. And this one is based off the movie Clueless. If you guys have ever seen that before. So I have it up here. The date is August 2nd, and Mara did, I don't know, you guys can't see it. Mara created this awesome graphic. I love it. And you get motivated to totally transform some tragically unfabulous furniture in our fiercest DIY challenge yet. If you are clueless about a project piece, you know, the ugly one you've been avoiding, then this furniture flip challenge is for you.
I think you can hit present down below our pictures and show that picture if you have it.
Okay. Let me try it.
While you're looking for it, then
well, it's on my phone and I'm on StreamYard on my computer.
Okay.
I'll try that next.
Christmas, the one in July, the Christmas one, that pretty much has the same rules. Is it 3 projects?
Yeah.
$25 and under, not including your supplies, and try to make them with a Christmassy theme or.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Jen from Copper Cactus DIY just announced one today as well, and that one's called, oh, I almost said the wrong word. Oh, it still wants to come out that way. Beach, please.
Yeah, beach, please.
That one is.
You gotta get in the phone.
I have to do it like that. Beach, please.
Yep. And that one, I believe, is it August 20th?
Yeah, August 30th, I think.
30th,
August 30th. I'm going to look it up really quick. And that one is to flip a piece of furniture, nautical themed.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, that one will be fun too.
Gretchen has a question about Tuesday Talk. Is it only a Facebook event? No.
Uh-oh.
Yep, August 30th is the day.
Levon froze on us.
Uh-oh.
No, Levon, she has a channel for her Tuesday Talk, but she will also play that on her Facebook. She does it simultaneously.
For a second there. But anyway, I just ended up deleting it. No, I still don't have enough subscribers to go live yet on Tuesday Talk channel. So if you can you know, do the
Help a
same. I'm
girl
going to
out.
put something on my Facebook page because I always avoid doing, you know, business on my personal page, but I am going to go put it out there to my friends that I need those subscribers because I want to go live from that, and I'll put it on Facebook as well. So, and she said, "Clueless sounds hilarious."
I thought it was so cute.
I know, I know, and you know the image you do have with the yellow plaid, you know, that is one of her outfits. You know,
Yeah,
she-
her suit she wears. That's
Oh,
it's very
yeah, I
iconic.
started watching it again.
Yeah, I know. I might go watch
Well,
it again.
I hope that you guys are inspired out there. You didn't send any of pictures to us of your inspirations, but you know, you can do that anytime. So, we appreciate you watching tonight. And as always, we love you guys and
yes. Thank
hope
you
you'll
so
join us again next week and for all of our other, you know, trials and tribulations and fun and frivolity. All right. Bye, you guys.
much. Bye.